Hey, YouTube update with Mr. Johnny Valentine here with Gain Solar. I'm doing my install, finally starting to get some traction. And man, I wish it was going quicker than it could be, but you know what? Christmas is come and gone, and it says 2017, and I'm just a solering on. I got a bunch of jobs coming up, so I'm trying to get built my battery rack. This is my food grade battery rack. It's food service shelves, and then I cut out plywood floor for them so that the can of the battery, you know, the weight would just be evenly distributed amongst a flat surface instead of, like, you know, resting on these wire ridges. Somehow that just irked me. So this is, once again, you know, I'm trying to do this thing as clean and awesome as possible on a shoestring budget. So I'm using my recycled batteries that I got from a telecom guy that decom stuff. I know these batteries are good. Don't know how good they're going to be or how long they're going to be good, but I'm hoping. I got high hopes. There's my SMA inverter that I took off a job. There was a change on a job, so I ended up with this. You know how it is from time to time, solar installers, we end up with parts and pieces. So this was in the boneyard, and just chiseled away a little bit of the calcification around it and mounted it up on the wall. So this is going to be my grid tie inverter that handles the solar array. It's a 7.7, or it's 7.0. Sunny Boy 7.0 with a secure power supply. It's got very little miles on it, and it's going to be really cool. It's got three MPPT trackers in it, and then there's the Magnum power center. It's going to have two Magnum 4448 inverters. And it's going to basically, you know, serve a load panel in my house with the secure loads and turn that stuff on if the power goes out. And if in normal operation, this sucker's just going to dump all the power it can into the house, and it's going to flow through the Magnum. And if it doesn't get used in the house, well, it's going to flow back into the power grid. So I'm just laying out my holes right now, knocking out holes in my gutter. I got another gutter. Got me a big old piece of flex that I'm just going to slap up in there, make it look real good and corrugated like. Got a little sheet metal up on the wall. The sheetrock's not good around here in this garage, so I'm trying to make it look good. Might run some more sheet metal up there. The bow is going to have to go. I don't know where I'm going to put my bow. It is cold as all get out in this garage too. I had this dream of doing this awesome solar install, and in my head the weather was really nice and it was warm in the garage, but it is not warm. And I had this little electric heater going, and she just wasn't cutting it. So now I got this sucker burning that a customer gave me, and this thing's actually brought the temperature up like 10 degrees. So that's my perfection. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to feed a pipe underneath this walkway, and this is actually the level of the crawl space of the house. So if I can get a pipe down and through that wall and into the house, then I'm into my house crawl space, and then it's just, you know, 20 or 30 feet into my panel. I got to go underneath this porch. This is the back side of the house. Got to go under the porch and pipe through there. And then I don't know if you guys are just tuning in, but I got to get electrical through there. I got to get my solar circuits through there from my roof, from my panels. Also got to get my feed and my in and my out of my inverters out of my main panel and into my secure load panel, which are both going to be in the house. So I got to traverse this little chasm, and I'm also going to use outdoor wood boiler 3/4 PEX piping that's like super insulated and won't ever freeze to go from one side to the other, so I can feed my water heater with that solar water heater that I have in here. So this is all about, you know, I got those two batteries. I got my electric battery, and I got my water heater, which I'm calling my thermal battery. And I also got all the thermal mass in the house. Yeah, it's freezing out here today. This is that cold snap in January. Neither of my heat pumps are running because the wood stove is just a blaring. She's just a blaring, folks. This passive solar house has got a core, and she's a Yotool F600. Anyway, this is the wall right there on the other side of that wall. That's where I was hanging out, showing you. And you can see the level. So that's where my disconnects are going to go, but that's also where my water heater is. So right now, me and Scott, Practical Preppers, are toying with you know, how we're going to heat that water tank. Let me count the ways. Thinking about maybe putting another array up on this roof, sending it down into the water heater elements. Maybe put up those solar panels right there. Those are some Schuko panels that are no longer being made with weird 12mm fittings that I gotta figure out how to, you know, put those up into the tank. I don't know if anybody knows Schuko, but if they do, you know, holla. I might do like some kind of a barrel heater down here with a heat exchanger and just go old school wood heat right up into it. I got lots of wood. Wish me luck, folks. Johnny Valentine's busy. Got a new tool. This is a cool tool. It's my Christmas present to myself. It's cool. It's real cool. Some guy's got 1 million views, and I just, you know, I saw his YouTube video, and what can I say? I bet. So got my log ox out here playing with that. But I just basically got one too many irons in the fire, and I'm just getting it. So thanks for watching, YouTubers. I'll make another video here soon, showing you more updates when I start getting wires run and stuff like that. Johnny Valentine with Gain Solar signing out. Thanks for watching.